I wanted to basically give people a bit of an update about Aiden and what's going on since the trial. I had a phone call off Aiden last week, which was really quite worrying, to tell you the truth. Found out that he's been assaulted by a prison guard, quite badly actually, because apparently it's been going on since last year. And this guard, while Aiden was in the gym, had pushed him into a cupboard and seriously assaulted him, breaking his hand and snapping his fingers. Aiden has put various letters into the governor and complaints about this prison guard, to then basically be told that the paperwork has been lost. And I mean, to find out anyway that, you know, your son's getting assaulted by the very people that are really meant to be taking care of you, you know, where he's already on a maximum security wing, so the Muslims can't get him, that prison guards are assaulting him now. He can't tell me over the phone who he is because this guard stands next to him, which really they're not even meant to do. He can't tell a name or anything like that, but Aiden's the kind of person that, you know, he tries to deal with things himself. But to hear him getting upset on the phone and basically begging me to call the police on his behalf, which I have done, you know, why does a person have to ask the mum to ring the police force from the outside to sort something out, when inside, you know, if you go and you tell the governor or whoever else that you are getting assaulted by a prison guard, surely they're meant to act upon that. It's human rights down the toilet, welfare, everything. What the hell is he meant to do? He can't get away from it. You know, he's been keeping this inside him for over 6 months now. And to hear that on the phone, I mean, I thought the last time that I did a live feed, and I was so upset because, you know, all my phone calls had been stopped. And I thought once they got reinstated, yeah, you know, we're going to get back on track. Now that the trial's over, we've only got like a few months left to go. But now to find out, you know, and he's still not being found guilty, he's still only on remand. And the governor went to see Aiden and basically said to him, well, I might or I might not look into it. Now, this is a governor of Belmarsh Prison. Now, there are a few governors there. I'm not sure who this one is because obviously Aiden's not allowed to give any names or anything. But just the very fact that they're not even interested in sorting this out. Now, I don't know whether well, obviously he's not safe. You know, he only gets an hour a day out of his cell, so he's getting seriously assaulted while he's in there. He can't say anything because he's being intimidated. And I've contacted the Metropolitan Police, and they've now opened a case. They actually went into Belmarsh, didn't go and see Aiden, which I really think that they should have done, but they checked out to see whether Aiden had made any reference to anything, and there wasn't, you know, which now we know because the prison have got rid of it. Aiden has not been to hospital to get his hands looked at. The way he is being treated in that prison is disgusting. Then I find out today that he's been assaulted yet again by 2 guards, and they gone in with the old gear on, with the shields and everything, because he'd had an altercation with another prisoner. And this didn't happen. This didn't happen with the guy that he had the altercation with, but the other young man that he's with is basically being shipped out. That's it. All your stuff together, gone. No, they beat Aiden up. He is now on the health wing. Before that, they put him in segregation. He's lost a tooth. He can't see out of his eye. It is that swollen. He's got slashes all over his face. His body's covered in bruises. And still nothing's being done. He gets put in segregation. None of his medication. Not to see whether he's okay. And to find out he's slashed his wrists. He's found something in the cell and he's cut his wrists. I don't understand that prison, what they are putting Aiden through. Does he have to die until they're going to do something? I said last time this has got to stop, and I've already lost one son. And by God, I am not going to lose another. Oh, God's sake. All the way down here, and I sod all that I can do. I'm just... Oh, God. I've contacted my local MP, who are doing everything they can to try and sort something out, to contact human rights. If there's anybody who knows anything that I can do. Scared isn't the word. He's been in there since February 2018. And we've got to wait till October for this retrial. The very people that are in there I mean, how dare they lay one finger, and he's innocent. Anyway, regardless of whether you're innocent or guilty, nobody should lay a hand on anybody. And this is all getting brushed under the carpet. How he's being treated, is being waiting on results from biopsies for months. A lump on his head, 2 lumps by his throat, and a massive one on his wrist. I've not been able to see him. I'm just like, when is this going to stop? When is enough? Hasn't he already gone through enough? I'm his mum, and I'm meant to protect him, and I can't do anything at all. I can't. Mums are meant to protect their kids. And I can't do anything. You know, because the governor, once the police had been in, went to see Aiden and basically said to him, "Oh, you think you can get rid of one of my guards, can you?" And just laughing about it. Aiden looks at somebody the wrong way. You know, this is a vulnerable young man with serious mental health issues. I mean, you've got things all over the TV at the moment, whether it's in nursing homes or other types of homes where people are being abused. What about the ones that are in prison? Aiden is just as vulnerable. He can't escape. He can't even ask for help. I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It's the very fact that he's blooming slashing his wrists. Oh, God's sake. This is absolutely breaking me. It's breaking me. I've not got much left in this tank anymore. I haven't. I just want him to be home so I can look after him. You know, he's got all these things that are wrong with him, and you hear horror stories on the TV. I know, you know, even though Aiden can handle himself, but what can you do against a prison guard? What can you do? You know, this has been going on since last year and he's said nothing. He said nothing. It's just that, you know, he's done the right thing by handing the forms in. Complaints about this certain prison guard and what he's been doing to him, and they're basically just laughing. They told him. They're not bothered. You know something, I'm not giving up because he's my son and I love him and I will do whatever it takes because I'm not having it brushed under the carpet. You know, I've contacted the police again today because basically they were going to close it because they didn't see no proof. But if they'd have gone and spoken to Aiden, then, you know, and seen him with the injuries that this bastard has done to him, snapped his hand and broken his fingers. But that's okay if you're in prison, that's okay. They can just do that to you. You know? It can't be that bad if your child is slashing his wrists. I mean, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm just like, how can I keep saying to him, it's going to be okay? How can I? How can I? I don't want to be burying another child. I can't do it. I just can't do it. He's gone through enough. His family's gone through enough. Oh, God. I don't know. I don't know. God. Who else do I contact? As my local MP's onto it. Oh God, I can't even think of his name. My head's gone blank. Anyway, he said he's going to look into it and see what he can do, and you know, because this has got to be against his human rights. I mean, at the moment he's living off, like, I think it's £1.28 a week. Even though I've sent him money, he's not even allowed to access it, because I have to send money in for him to get food of his own, because the Muslims do all the meals, and Aiden can't eat anything that they've prepared in case they put something in it. And because he's got this price tag on his head, so basically he's hardly eating as well. I'm just like, what can you do? I mean, it's different, like if he was out in the world and something was happening to him, you can try and help. But when they're inside, what can you do if they're getting assaulted while they're inside, losing paperwork? And then for him to be saying to me, Mum, please, can you call the police? It's got to be serious. If he's asking for the police to be involved, and that's not Aiden at all. You know, I am going out of my head with worry. I am going out of my head. I contacted the police liaison in Belmarsh prison, and then they say, oh, there's nothing that we can do. Contact somebody else. So I contacted them, and they basically said, oh, contact police liaison. And I'm like, well, hang on, you're all telling me different things. What are you there for? You're not there to help. You know, he's doing the right thing, putting the paperwork in, and it's Belmarsh that are losing it. But what can you do when they're getting battered? I mean, he can't even see now. How are they going to replace the tooth they've knocked out? I mean, he can't even take photographs of his injuries or anything. I can't even visit him. He's only having like half an hour out of a 24-hour day to get up and have a little bit of exercise, but he won't even do that because the guards are getting him while he's on free time. I just don't want it to be where the next call is going to be. I don't even want to go down that road. I don't even want to go there. If anybody's got any ideas what I can do or who else I can contact, I'd really appreciate it. So I get told that the police told me that there's not many CCTV cameras in Belmarsh prison, but the guards will know this as well. So, you know, Aiden doesn't know, you know, where they all are because he's only on like one unit away from everybody else, but the guards do, you know. But I know which one it is. I don't know his name, but I know who it is because I asked Aiden. if it was the bastard that, I'm sorry for swearing, but I'm sorry, but he is. I'll call him a few more things, but the bastard on the last time that I went on a visit, and he kept telling me and Aiden to not talk low, and Aiden basically said to me, you know, he's not too nice, he's not like the other ones. So I just said to him, is it him, is it the bastard? And he said yeah, and he stood right next to me on the phone. And so I know who he is. I know who he is, and believe me, by the time I am done, he is not going to have a job. He will not be working with anybody again. And shame on him doing things like that to a vulnerable person who can't defend themselves. You know, well, actually, tell you the truth, I think Aiden said he got a couple of digs into him, and because of that, he was given 28 days. All his privileges were revoked. Everything was taken off him because he hit back. I just can't imagine what he's going through. I can't. And even though he keeps saying, you know, Mum, it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Anybody out there who's got kids knows that you'll do anything to protect them, however old they are, whether they're little or grown up. You still want to protect them and look after them. And I can't do it. Not because I want, you know, not because I don't want to, of course I want to, but, you know, Belmarsh's got to be exposed. They've got to be exposed, because I'm pretty sure Aiden's not the only one that things are happening to, and guys that are in there can't tell anybody, can't do anything. So, any ideas? Tell me, let me know what I can do, because, you know, I could go down there with some people and get, you know, on a day that nobody is doing their visits, and show them, you know, no, you can't do this to people. They are human beings, for God's sake. Human beings. And they're getting treated like this. You know, that bad that my son doesn't even want to be here no more. How can somebody do that and think it's okay? It's beyond me. Because I tell you something, when he gets out and can fucking sue the arse off them bastards, I'm telling you. He does. Aiden might be some things. But one, he is no bloody terrorist. And to be treated like that is disgusting. When I think of the people that are inside that, oh my God, you've got bloody prolific paedophiles, you've got Ian Huntley, you've got God knows who else in there. Oh no, but they're all right, aren't they? If you want to go and kill kids or do things to kids, that's okay. That's all right. Don't touch them, leave them. But it's okay to pick on a vulnerable person. That's okay to do that. Well, I'm saying it's not okay. It's not okay to do that. That's my son. That's my son that he's hurting. Oh. Well, you know what? I'm going to stand up for all those that are being hurt by so-called prison guards. I'm going to stand up for all of them because I know Aiden isn't the only one. This guy hasn't started at Aiden. He would have done it to others, low level to start with. He thinks he can get away with it because he's a prison guard. Well, I'm telling you, no, he's not going to. Because this mum ain't going to lie down and take it. No. No. Because you know what? I've got more fight in me now than I ever have. You know, this past 16 months, well, I never even thought it was going to even go this far, to be fair. But I thought after the trial in April, well, I actually did think we were going to bring him home, but obviously there's a retrial in October, and I mean, that was bad enough because I never felt more alone than I did when I went there, because I was sitting there outside the Old Bailey on my own. Nobody. And then 5 people turned up who I'd never met before, offering support for Aiden. You know, and I mean, don't get me wrong, he's got a lot of online support, and through all this, I think it was yesterday, ITN News were in Belmarsh Prison doing a documentary with Ross Kemp, and Ross Kemp saw Aiden and recognised him as he's been following the story, and he went over to Aiden and told him that he'd been following the story, and that he would like to interview Aiden when he gets out, which is absolutely brilliant, because we know that Ross Kemp has been to the area that Aiden had been in, over in Syria and Iraq, and so that'll be brilliant, because Ross Kemp was one of the people that I was hoping would jump on board. Now, I know I'm going to be handling things a little bit differently than what we were before Aiden's trial, regarding that I'm going to be a lot more involved. So I'll be letting anybody who's interested near the time for a date to go up to Belmarsh Prison, and I'm going to be, well, put it this way, let them know why we are here, and not standing for this any longer. Something has got to be done. I can't be the only mother out there whose child is being assaulted by prison guards. You know, you know, for God's sake, you know, he's got cancerous lumps, you know, he's got complex PTSD, he's got a personality disorder, he's mentally not right, you know, and these guards are treating him like this, you know, because I'm pretty sure that if Aiden was in his right mind and, you know, could handle himself properly, that he won't be picking on him. I'm not standing for it any longer, and I'm doing the right thing by contacting the police. Oh, thank you, Darren, thank you. I wish that you were here to give me a hug as well, you know, because I tell you something, I bloody need it right now, because I just, you know, I wish all my family were here. I do. I just feel really alone right now. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. A hug would be nice. Just somebody just to say, don't worry, it'll be okay. But it's not okay. It's not okay. You know, I can't even afford to go and see him. I can't even afford to go on a visit. There's me saying I feel lonely. God, how selfish is that of me when Aiden's there? And at least if I wanted to go outside, I can go outside. I can do what I want, can't I? You can't. Can't do anything. Oh, God. Bloody prisons. Fucking shit. So if anybody has got any idea about what I can do, who to speak to, phone number, a name, something, can you let me know? Just message me and just let me know. Because I don't want it to be where their next phone call where they tell me, I don't even want to go there. I'm never going to go there. I just want some help to get him home. I want to keep him safe. Oh, God. God, this is shit. This is bloody shit. God, the only friend that he had in there has been bloody moved now. All this. And that's what worries me. I'm like, it has even crossed my mind whether is this God something to do with the Muslims? Because he's got this price tag on his head. Is that why he's doing it? Is he doing it because he just doesn't like him? I don't know. Don't know. All I know is that he's an horrible bastard. I just, it's not fair that this is happening to him.
Just I can hear it in his voice when he's on the phone with me. And I just want to get him and bring him home. So he can I just want him to have a normal, happy life. I know he's made some mistakes. And he knows that. He's missing Harry. It's Father's Day. The weekend, he can't even be with him. He can't even ring him. He can't do anything. At least he's on the health wing. And at least I know that God can't get to him while he's on there. But, Aiden, I don't know whether he slashed his wrist because he thought, if I do that, it keeps him away from me. Or has he done it because he don't want to be here anymore? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But just got to try and keep strong, because I've got to be strong for him, haven't I? And just keep telling him that I'm okay, because he worries about me. I can't tell him the truth and tell him that I'm not. That I worry about him. That I miss him and that I love him. I just felt that I wanted people to know what was going on in Belmarsh prison and how they treat their prisoners. That's the reason why I've done this live feed today. And I've not done one for a while, and I know there's a lot of people that are interested about what's going on with Aiden. So I know he's got a lot of support out there. But I know that there are people that have written to him, and they are keeping those letters from him, because Aiden's saying he's not received anything at all. If that's not trying to break a person down, I don't know what is. They really do have blood on their hands. I just think it's absolutely disgusting to treat any human being like that, not just Aiden. People make bad decisions. I know people choose a path that they want to go on, and, I know when you're young, you say and do things that you wish you hadn't, you wish you didn't say. And I know he's got a lot of regrets, but the one thing he doesn't regret is going over and doing what he did, because he saved a lot of people's lives. And I'm really proud of him for doing that. I'm very proud of him, because not many people have done what he has done, and nobody expected him to come back alive. Counter-terror told me that they were expecting him to come back in a box. And a lot of them have. He's seen people fighting alongside him die, and that has stuck with him since he's got back for the PTSD. He relives that every day. Seeing things that have happened to babies, little children. I can't even comprehend that. I've no idea. What that does to a person. How can I make him feel better? I can't take those images away. But he doesn't regret going because of who ISIS are and the terrible things that they do to people, and they don't care who you are. And they don't care about us. And Aiden felt he needed to do something. I've had people come to me and say, well, why did he go? That's why he went. Like a lot of other people that have gone over there because they were just sick of hearing things on the news that were going on, what they were doing, and they felt that they wanted to do their bit, and that's what he did. And this is how he's getting treated since he's come back. Arrested. Maximum security category A prison. Out of his cell 1 hour a day. £10,000 death threat on his head from ISIS members. And then to top that, like when I go, I have to be careful because, I got on a little bus with ISIS members who were constantly asking you questions. I tell you, the last time I went, you know what Belmarsh Prison did on that visit that I was on? There are 2 floors. Now, normally, ISIS families will go upstairs or downstairs, and we'd be on the opposite floor to them. On this particular day, there was only me visiting Aiden, and an ISIS family were there. Nobody else. All the other rooms were empty. They put us next to each other, right next to us, and the doors are open so they can hear what you're talking about. And this guard who has beaten Aiden up, he was on that day. So I can only presume that he's done it on purpose, because that doesn't happen. That never happens. They never are on the same floor as you. So you tell me, why has that happened? Why is that happening? I don't know. Does this happen in other I don't know how the workings of a prison go. I mean, I've never been a prisoner, so I've no idea. But I've been going since the beginning, and that's never happened with other guards. And now I find out that he is the one, and he only stood out to me because of the way he was talking to Aiden, and then he's the one that's beating him up. and they're laughing at him because they think they've got away with it. They think because they're in a prison that they can do whatever they want. Whatever they want. You know, I mean, you wouldn't go and hit somebody with learning disabilities, or if they were disabled, you wouldn't dream of doing it. So why are they doing it to my son? He's got learning disabilities. He's got mental health problems. Why is he doing that to my son? There are policies and procedures. Anywhere you go within your workplace. This guy is definitely not following them. He doesn't care. He just doesn't care. He's laughing his head off. I tell you what, I wish I knew his name, because I'd tell you all what his name was, because I'd shout it from the bloody rooftops, but I don't know his name. I'm going to try and get it next time I go, because it has pictures of them and I know what he looks like. I know I've got to be careful about what I say. I'm not saying that I want anything to happen to this guy, because I don't, because I want to go down the proper channels, but he should definitely lose his job, and he should not be working in any job looking after anybody. That's not looking after anybody, because he doesn't, does he? Just walks around with the keys hanging from his pocket, thinking he's all hard and big and what have you. But mind, but he's only about 5'6". God, I tell you what, I'm just more concerned. I know at the moment, because he's on the health wing, that he's not all right mentally, physically. No, he's not all right. But at least you might give him a few days away from that guy. But then what? What happens when he goes back on the wing? What happens to him then? I mean, he can't take a photograph of his injuries. How can you gather evidence when you're a prisoner if you can't have a phone? You can't tell anybody because nobody's listening, losing the paperwork. Can't take photographs of the injuries that you've got. So what? Does anybody know what I can do? I don't know. I don't know. I wish there were more cameras in Belmarsh, but there's not. But these prison guards know exactly where they are and where they're not, and that is when they're getting him. When they're out of shot and beating him up. I mean, he's not well. He's not even well. It just worries me that, because he's got like all these cancerous lumps, and he's got a problem with his spine as well. If they just hit him in the wrong place, they're going to end up killing him. And that might not be like their intentions, and they're just thinking, oh yeah, I just want to give him a smack around, but they could potentially kill him. And I'm like, I just need some help. Is there anybody that can help me? No, I really wish that my family were here right now. just let me know that everything is going to be okay. It's just, it's not right. It's not right. God, I thought it was bad enough the last time. I'm sorry to everybody about me getting upset, but this is me just being raw and letting all my feelings and emotions out. I don't even like doing these type of things, but you know what? If I'm keeping it quiet and I don't say anything, how is that helping him? Because it just gives them a free pass to do whatever they want. And you know, the governor's not taking it seriously. He's told Aiden that. He's told Aiden. He's more bothered, you know. Oh, yeah. So you think you can get rid of one of my guards, do you? And then isn't it weird then Aiden gets beaten up again? Dead weird that, isn't it? You know, for the very fact 16 months, up until this guy, even prison officers gave statements in court to say what a model prisoner Aiden had been. And there'd be no complaints, no nothing. Then all of a sudden this new guy comes along and and blaming it all on Aiden. Aiden's causing all this trouble. Well, why would he? Why would he? Because there's been no issues. You know, but when you're getting pounded like that, you're meant to stand there and take it. And because he's tried to stop this prison guard from beating him up, he gets put on 28 days with everything taken off him. That's not fair. That's not right. So if Aiden's had 28 days just thinking about it, then there's obviously paperwork somewhere then, if this guard is saying that Aiden assaulted him. So they're just going on what one person is saying. So don't speak to Aiden to get his side of it. Oh, why did you do it? Well, because I was getting beaten up because he shoved me in a cupboard and beat the crap out of me. So I hit him back. But that's okay though, isn't it? That's okay to do that to people. But, you know, this prison guard, you know, forgets to mention that he beat the crap out of him. Even though Aiden had a broken hand and 2 snapped fingers, that's okay though. But you know what? They haven't even sorted that out. He's not been to a hospital. No, they haven't. They're just not interested. Not interested to mess about with his medication and everything. You know what? I cannot wait for him to get out of that prison. I hate it. It's that far away from home. I mean, at least if he was nearer, I could see him a couple of times a week or every week. But I can't. I can't even get to him. I feel awful when he's asking me on the phone, when you're coming to visit. And I can't even tell him. Anyway, I just wanted to let people know what's going on. And if there was anybody out there that knows of anything that I can do, you know, on top of what I've already done and people I've spoken to, I know that this has been a bit long and probably drawn out a bit, but, you know, it's not easy, you know what, it's not an easy thing telling people what's going on. Or how hard things have been, or how hard it is for Aiden. You know, because, you know, he's the only son that I've got left, and I don't want to lose him. I don't want to lose him at all. Okay. Right. If I get any news, I will let you all know. Okay. Well, we're just waiting on the police ringing us back, because I've had to ring them again, and that was a few hours ago, and still nothing. It's a freaking joke. It's just a joke. I just remembered the name of the MP. It was Bill Esterson. And the guy that takes all Bill's messages for him, Tom. They've been brilliant. They did say right in the very beginning they couldn't help to get him out, but if he was getting mistreated in any way, whether it be his medication or anything else, that they could definitely help. So I have, well, actually Lucy did, contacted him, and he said he can definitely help, and there's going to be emails sent to the prison. I just gotta hope, which, to be honest with you, I did think that after the police went in, that they wouldn't touch him again. You know, enough to like scare them, that if they did do anything, but obviously you know, their heads are that big, probably think they're untouchable. But, you know, they've really done it this time, what they've done to him. And at least I know he's okay tonight. He's safe tonight. You should never think that way about your kids, whether they're safe or not. I was in panic mode the whole time he was in Syria. You know, weeks of not hearing from him, and whether he was, you know, alive or dead. You didn't know from one week to the next. And then when they get home, and this has happened, it's just disgusting. It's just absolutely disgusting. And believe me, when he gets out, because like the papers have already contacted me, you know, Sky News, ITN, the BBC, news stations in America. So when this is all done and dusted, I'll be contacting one of them, and they will get a story, and I will blow them all up, and I don't care what anybody thinks about me for saying that. Not that I believe like in snitches and what have you, but this is about my son. And like I said before, I will do whatever it takes to get him out. I mean, don't get me wrong, don't mean bust him out, but, you know, whatever I can do as a mum to get him out and get him out of that hellhole, and make sure that that prison guard answers for what he's done to Aiden. Because it's wrong. It's wrong. You know, he goes and fights ISIS. And this is what he comes home to. You know what? I wouldn't have even blamed him for never even wanted to come back to this country, because, you know, Britons, and we're doing one of our own for fighting the worst terrorist group that this planet has ever seen. And yet you've got that Shemima, or whatever her name is, you know, wanting to come back into this country where she freely were involved with ISIS, married ISIS member, actually, you know, helped with suicide vests. Aiden never did any of that. Aiden didn't go and join ISIS. And this is how he gets treated. This is how he gets treated. Like I've said before, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't understand. All I want is for him to be safe. That's all. Sorry about that. My broadband went off for a second. Yeah, so I'll let everybody know any updates. So when I get to speak to the police, and when I find out off the MP what they are going to do. So I have already written a letter to the governor. Lucy's written a letter to the governor. I know there are other people that have written to the governor as well. So I don't know, maybe I get a petition going, something like that. If anybody knows of any way of Aiden getting some proof of what these guards are doing to him, you know, I'm all ears. All ears. You know, you know what, it'd actually just be nice to be able to come in here and say something nice, where, you know, I'm not upset and what have you. So, I mean, hopefully I'll have some of those when we get Aiden home. Have a good story to tell for a change, which would be nice, instead of you all watching me blubbering. Anyway, thanks for listening and watching. I appreciate any support that people have given me since since Aiden went over to Syria, but since he's come back. And you know, if any of you you know, don't live far from me, and if my car's there, just give me a knock and call in for a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. It'd just be nice just to know that, you know, somebody cares. So just so I don't feel on my own. That'd be nice. Yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, guys, right, I'm going to go now. And when I've got some more information, I'll let you all know. Okay? All right. Bye.